Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. Vice President Oshibajo says delayed budgetary process stifling the economy, calls for end to executive legislative face-off over appropriation bills. House of Representatives begins investigation over alleged 143 billion naira in tax infractions by telecoms and other companies. Federal government says threat by Niger Delta Avengers to resume bombing oil facilities is misplaced. Calls for dialogue to resolve outstanding disagreements. And Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe sacks his vice over alleged traits of disloyalty. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device. Please log on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. The Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have the eyewitness feature, so you can share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you and be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the eyewitness menu and then follow the instructions. Now, here are some of the pictures you sent into that portal today. Our first image is from Benin City, the Edo State capital, showing an overloaded vehicle. Our eyewitness reporter says some of the load fell off the bus on the road opposite the University of Benin main gate. She wants the issue of overloading to be addressed. Our next image shows an illegal dump site at the Governor's Road, Obafemi Awolowo Way in Ikeja, Lagos. Our eyewitness reporter says this is unhealthy for residents in the area and wants it removed. And our final picture is from Ijesha in Itire, local government area of Lagos State. Our eyewitness reporter says the road is a bad state and wants the state government to intervene. Thank you for sending in those pictures. Don't forget that you too can report events as they happen around you. Simply download the Channels TV free apps and then follow the instructions. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, believes that the Presidency and the National Assembly are not in any way competing. Rather, he says they are joint partners in the enterprise to deliver on the promises made to Nigerians. This is part of the position he put forward when he visited the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, as well as the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara. Both presiding officers applauded the position of the SGF, even though Speaker Dogara observed that his appointment is coming at a difficult time. Our correspondent, Larry Lasisi, reports.
This meeting is the first of its kind in the history of the National Assembly. A newly appointed Secretary to the Government of the Federation on a visit to the National Assembly to extend a hand of friendship and to solicit cooperation of the National Assembly. His first port of call is the office of the Senate President.
As the Secretary to the Government, my responsibility is to coordinate the implementation of government policies and to ensure that these policies are synergized in such a manner that we will be able to deliver to the people of Nigeria the good things of life which they rightly deserve. We are not in competition with the National Assembly. We are not rivals with the National Assembly. We are co-joint partners in this enterprise.
Responding, the Senate President says the visit is symbolic. He describes it as a new phase of cooperation between the executive and the legislature and a good omen for the country's democracy.
You know that in the presidential system that we're running in this democracy, it is not possible for us to be able to achieve all our goals if the executive and legislature do not have not just an okay relationship, a fantastic and very close relationship. Being the first SGF that we have received here, you definitely will get our own cooperation. This will be definitely a new page, and we'll do all our best to ensure that whatever the issues are before you, we'll act to see how best we can do that.
The official also meets with the leadership of the House of Representatives. In his response, the Speaker applauds the visit. His advice to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation is the need for deliberate steps as he's coming at a difficult time.
I don't envy you because you are coming at a very difficult time where we had a very smooth relationship with the executive in the past, and I can describe that as the wonderful years, very beautiful garden. Unfortunately, the garden is overgrown with weeds. So reclaiming this garden, turning it into the garden, will not be a tea party. But you don't require strength in order to reclaim this garden. All you need is wisdom.
This visit is coming just before the National Assembly receives the 2018 budget proposal from the executive, a document that has always led to confrontations between both arms of government. This will be the first test of all that has been said here. Lanre Lasese, Channels Television News.
To politics, the national leadership of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, has raised the alarm over the activities of some persons allegedly caught with sensitive materials belonging to the Independent National Electoral Commission for the November 18 governorship election in Anambra State. National chairman of APGA, Mr. Victor Oye, claims 7 men were caught at Grace Royal Hotel, Okmuno, in Oka South local government area of the state with materials packed into vehicles. He expresses worry over the event and wants the federal government to investigate the matter to unravel the identity of the culprits. But the Anambra State Commissioner of Police, Garba Umar, has denied the story, while the INEC resident electoral commissioner in the state, Mr. Ukachukwu Oji, also told our correspondents that the matter would be addressed on Tuesday.
Are you okay? Yeah. When you are ready.
And from there, we're moving on to our Abuja studios for tonight's further news with Mohammed Adra.
Hello, Ladi. Well, let's begin from Taraba State, where the government there says it is set to follow the path of its neighbor, Benue State, in implementing the open grazing prohibition law next year. The state governor, who spoke to State House correspondents after his meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja, says his people are happy about the Mambila Hydro Dam project. He adds that the state has recorded successes in agriculture and security, but wants the federal government to reinforce military presence in the state.
The state is quite calm now. Our own anti-grazing law will come into effect next year, January. The 2 panels were set up to sensitize the farmers and the herdsmen so that they both understand the benefits of the anti-grazing bill, because for the herdsmen, I still believe strongly that socially and economically that is the best thing that will ever happen to them if we can consolidate on that. And the awareness is coming up. People are beginning to know that these laws are done in good faith and are done to secure lives and property of the people and the citizens. And we're happy. The awareness is improving each day, and we're sure that there will be no much hindrance to its implementation. Well, you know, security is the prerogative, is solely the president's assignment. So we state governments, we rely on the federal government, on the soldiers, on the police, all the security agencies. And therefore, you need the presidential directive to be able to enhance the security in the state, particularly my state. Some of these soldiers have been withdrawn to other areas in the country, which we will need them, if possible, to come back so that we are more secured and will continue to live in peace.
In another development, fleeing herdsmen from Benue State have allegedly killed 1 person in Cross River State. And the state governor, Professor Ben Ayade, is calling for federal government intervention in the matter. According to the governor, intelligence information has it that the herdsmen invaded a community in Yala local government area of the state. But the police commissioner, Hafiz Inua, maintains that the officials are in control of the situation and peace has been restored to the affected community.
If we pass a stiff law against open grazing, and another state does, then we are wiping out that trade, and we are wiping out the source of livelihood of the people. But if, on the other hand, we also do nothing, and they continue to wipe out the crops of people, then you're also wiping out the trade of the people and wiping out the people. So this is not something federal government will leave in the hands of the state. It's a thing that is very urgent. It is a thing that can split people. Federal government must come and take this decision. Federal government must have the courage to bring a scientific approach to ranching, and that's what this country needs at this point in time.
As a result of plenty farmers' clash, which led to the death of one person and injury to another, a lot has been done. Both security agents have been deployed, from police, army, navy. All security operatives were involved, and thank God, as of today, there is relative peace in that place, and the men are already on the ground, and there is no much problem now.
And when the news at 10 returns, crude oil prices hit two-year high as world's largest oil exporter, Saudi Arabia, begins anti-corruption crackdown amid tightening supply. That's business news.